in season. Hi, I'm Sakina. Beach Juve, the big one over the Easter weekend. Kees the band headlining another major promotion on Tuesday as Carnival moves into high gear.
Tuesday on the rocks. Tuesday on the rocks.
Kees the band headlining a Carnival gig in Kingston next Tuesday. Tuesday on the Rocks, a gig they've done in Trinidad for the past 6 years, and since taking to Ghana and Canada. Jamaica's turn on April 23.
Kees the band's show. Definitely we do it in conjunction with Sun Nation and another outfit that we've been kind of working with during the years. And yeah, we present a show. We present across culture. It's definitely Trinidad meets Jamaica meets the world. And I've always been like that. Our first Tuesday on the Rocks in Trinidad, Tessanchin was one of our guests as well. I mean, coupled with the hot soca acts at the time. But we constantly try to bridge the gap between cultures. Normally we're kind of subject to the feds and the promoters, but when we are in charge of how we present the music, there's just a better
So the particular vibe of it is what?
The particular vibe, it is a fed, but it's a concert as well. It's really a bit of everything. So you're gonna get your party on, but as well too, we're gonna be presenting the songs differently. We're gonna be bringing Jamaican acts, Caribbean, Grenadian, Trinidadian, everybody together. So it's really that unification sort of party.
Rocks. Which one of them I go take home?
Just like dancehall in Jamaica is being sort of influenced and sort of changed to some extent by trap beats, what's having a similar effect on soca music in Trinidad?
I think soca music has always been influenced, I guess, by whatever is popular. Actually, you know, there's some trap music happening with soca as well, a lot of trap remixes. But generally, I think what's happening for soca music is that we're actually coming back to calypso. We're actually getting back to the roots of, you know, where it all came from.
You're coming full circle.
Full circle. I think there's a more of an identity happening with calypso and soca right now, where it's becoming a distinct sound again, where people say, all right, cool, I get this sound. And it's an exciting time, you know. We probably take the parts that make sense, but calypso is the heartbeat right now, I think, with the popularity of soca music.
We go make them, we go make them done, we go make them one, we go one.
Kees the band, one of the opening acts this Easter weekend for Buju Banton, as the dancehall star takes his Long Walk to Freedom tour to Trinidad and Tobago.
I grew up listening to Buju Banton, and so Trinidad is going to respond amazingly. This is going to be one of the biggest concerts, you know, for the year. Buju Banton is definitely a part of a generation, you know, of the Caribbean, and Trinidad is no exception.
Is it entirely, though, a case of Buju well met, or like Jamaica, some people had reservations? Some people knew what went down and I guess wanted some explanation or to hear something from him. He hasn't delivered that yet. But is there sort of like a mixed reception, feeling, vibe in Trinidad vis-a-vis Buju Banton?
I think people just missed Buju in Trinidad.
In terms of your particular development, where you're taking your music, is there some sort of departure, or you're pretty much staying on track and you're keeping to what it is you do best?
I think, you know, as any tree grows, it grows taller and the roots grow deeper. So for us, we are getting to really know who we are as Trinbagonians and Caribbean people, but as well to the avenues to the world has opened up quite a lot for our region. So I'm just exploring it and expanding as much as I could, and in any way that I can to cross-pollinate cultures, and you know, places like Africa opening up, India, Europe, a lot of places, a lot of doors that was not open for soca and that sort of stuff is open now.
By the way, how long ago you cut your hair?
About a year and change.
Why? Why cut it?
You know, changes. You know, sometimes, you know, our hair is a very significant thing, and sometimes you need to release everything to start over. And I didn't want to. I am not my hair, and I am not my things. So I really wanted to rediscover, you know, who was I? You know, a lot of people will look at me and be like, yo, the red dread.
But did you factor in the possible response of fans?
Yes, I did. I knew, but I had to do it for myself. first and foremost, because this is where the art is coming through. So I felt that it was time, and who knows, it may find itself back.
Jamaica, Las Vegas.
Catch Kiss the Band at Tuesday on the Rocks next week in Kingston.
Yeah, you know we drink all day, dance all night, we don't stop playing, but that's
Easter, a holy holiday, but for soca fans, all roads leading to Beach Juve and an unholy mess. Revelers gearing up at Mass Camp last Friday with Bacchanal and dancehall.
Bacchanal and dancehall at Mass Camp. Carnival events powered by whining beats. But tonight, dancehall shoulder to shoulder with soca.
Are you here for soca tonight?
No, I'm here for dancehall.
tell us I'm fresher, what you beard with breeze.
Bacchanal Jamaica staging fewer Friday events in 2019. This one of them. But what does dancehall have to do with soca?
Good thing then.
Because both are fun, both bring people together, and both are what we indulge in as Caribbean people.
They're all related when it comes to vibes and dancing. So I'm not this dancehall, but I'm just a natural soca fan. It's dancehall and soca events, so I'm here for both.
With hormones and alcohol kicking in, it's hard not to get carried away.
Everybody singing, oh, we don't have no behavior.
Soca seasonal.
From the start of the year, come down to about April, it's about soca, but after that we go back to being us. I'll actually be attending Carnival as well, but it's just for the season. But overall, I'm a dancehall person.
With your Bacchanal and dancehall, Mass Camp, even a day you miss it, I head.
Tell the DJ wheel that tune again, party nice and we feeling good again.
I mean, we've had some really excellent dancehall segments from Escobar and Chromatic, but overall, the crowd has been unreal with the soca music.
The big soca song this year are family, Michelle Montana, Skinny Fabulous and Bungie. They're the biggest soca song right now.
Other than that, you know, we have songs like Splinter, Like a Boss. We play soca, even though we're from Jamaica, and reggae is our native music. We play every music, that's why we are the chameleons.
What's the hottest dancehall right now?
The hottest dancehall right now, I'm gonna tell you.
The hottest dancer right now, I have only one song, you have like Heal by Quadra, Level Up, Popcorn, and you know, Ramesh Entertainment, Rhythm, TJ, the whole of them, so it's kind of hard, but everybody have a piece in the dancehall right now.
The six are doing music that have to be played inevitably, meaning at them have the ground right now, and it might sound political, but it's not. Whoever's doing the most popular songs, and that's what the crowd are going to cheer for. So of course, the six with a mixture of Squash, Chronicler, Javelani, and the other young one, them are brave, them are do a vibe. DJ of Onali and Shensi have the girl them over there, so Ding Dong have the whole of the dance for them. Kema right can have a song where yo, you have just, I don't know, you just use your hot song.
Soca fans gearing up for Beach Juve Saturday, April 20 at Grizzly's Plantation Cove. Performances by Shal Marshall and Shensia set to cap the all-day party.
It's the biggest show on TV, and it's back. Record numbers of viewers tuning into Game of Thrones Season 8 on HBO, but chicken feed compared to 55 million pirated views.
I offer you a choice. Bend the knee and join me, or refuse and die.
Damian Levy, Season 8 Game of Thrones, how much interest was there in the return of the folks in Westeros?
This was probably the biggest return that viewership has been for the last 8 seasons or so. Typically with a show like this, it tends to drop off as the seasons go on. But in this 8th season, everybody was very much anticipating how the story was going to end and how they were going to bring it back after the last season's big reveals.
What explains the pulling power of Game of Thrones?
I think with Game of Thrones, what it is that there's a character that everybody can see themselves in. And even though it takes place in this fantastical world, all the problems that they go through are very relatable. It strikes of political intrigue that mirrors our modern times, and It's also just, it's a kind of action show that we don't really see on this grand of a scale for television.
And everybody likes a good bloodbath.
Everybody likes good bloodbath, everybody likes dragons and magic, and that sort of fantasy epic on the small screen is something that's a big draw to people.
Game of Thrones is not sentimental about its characters. They get rid of them reasonably regularly.
Right, and that's something everybody is quite worried about in this last season, is that the people who have survived up to this point, how much longer do they really have? We're not really sure who is going to live, who is going to die by the end of the show, but it's one of the things that brings people in, is because they care so much about these characters that they've invested so much time into.
Is HBO merchandising this thing heavily?
I mean, I'm wearing a Game of Thrones shirt right now, so that should answer your question. Anywhere you look online, you can find toys, clothing, jewelry, anything that relates to Game of Thrones. It's something that people want to bring home with them because they love it so much.
Everybody watching last Sunday would have been watching HBO?
Everybody would have been watching HBO, or if they're using HBO Go, they can watch it online. And it really is just one station everybody watches it on, which in this day and age is quite rare to see since there's so many different avenues for entertainment.
Oh, come on. I know a ton load of people who really pirated, who watched it.
I can't speak to that. All I can say is that HBO had some record numbers this year. So, I mean, if there are people who are pirating it online, they have just enough people that they're satisfied over there at HBO.
So who's going to go this weekend?
This weekend, I'm not sure. I mean, if I could make any predictions, I don't think the main guy, Jon Snow, is going to bite the dust. I think what you're going to see is later on in the series, you'll see more people dying off left and right. But as they go into it this final season, they're going to take a little bit slow for the next few episodes.
Elon, Game of Thrones premiered last week. Everybody is thrilled. What are you offering your customers this season?
We're giving away 4 Game of Thrones viewing parties to 4 very lucky Digicel home fiber and TV customers over the season. So we're going to be pulling up the Digicel bus with a huge flat screen TV. It's going to be lots of food, pizza from Domino's, drinks of course, and we're going to be leaving a complimentary bottle of Johnny Walker, White Walker with a lucky customer, along with some free Game of Thrones merchandise.
For the maximum impact in registering what's on TV, what does somebody have to do?
You have to have a true fiber experience, and that's essentially what Digicel home fiber and TV service delivers. Nobody else does that. So we're talking about rich sound and amazing graphics on screen. Nowhere else to see Game of Thrones but with Digicel.
So saucy. In my tees, I'm a jeans so saucy.